Welcome to Berlin. I almost kept this to myself, but if you are planning a trip to Berlin, then you need to watch this. If you want to find a good hotel in Berlin without breaking the bank, I stayed at Quentin Design Hotel for just €80. And trust me, it was super convenient, just 30 minutes from the central station. But if you're a solo or a budget traveler, you can find hostels for as low as €20. And if it is your first time traveling to Berlin, then you must know this, that you can travel around the city in a budget. You can buy a day pass on the BVG app for unlimited travel, trains, buses, trams, and the U-Bahn as well. And it is valid for unlimited travel until 3 a.m. the next day. You can also buy the day tickets at any station, and it costs around just €9 to €11 only. Speaking of trains, right now at the Berlin's Hauptbahnhof, and it is the main train station, and honestly it's a masterpiece. It was actually opened in 2006 and it's one of the largest train stations in Europe. It has multiple levels, high-speed trains, S-Bahn station, U-Bahn, and this place connects you to literally anywhere in the city. So here is a tip. If you are traveling, grab food here before your train, because there's tons of restaurants and bakeries, and if you have a long layover, then they have got luggage storage as well, so you can explore without dragging your bags, and it's super useful. Berlin's Hauptbahnhof was my first taste of the city, and trust me, this place is like a maze. So I had arrived at Berlin's Hauptbahnhof, which is the main central station, expecting a smooth transition to the places I want to visit. But the moment I stepped off the train, I realized that I had no internet. No internet means that no Google Maps and no translation app. And I hadn't taken any screenshots as well. But here is a tip for you guys related to the internet. Berlin's public Wi-Fi exists, but it's tricky. So Berlin Hauptbahnhof has free Wi-Fi, but it logs you out after 30 minutes. So always have a backup. And here is a bonus tip. If you need reliable internet, you can grab a eSIM or buy a cheap SIM card from a convenience store. And once I connected, I used the BVG app to buy my train ticket and found the right platform. And finally, the crises were averted. Something that you need to know before coming to Berlin is always have offline maps or screenshots. So Google Maps works offline, and download your route before you arrive in Berlin. You can also take a screenshot of your hotel address and public transport instructions just in case. Something that you must also know is that some ticket machines only take cash. So many stations only accept coins or German EC cards. So always carry at least €20 to €50 or maybe even €100 in cash for emergencies. Something you must also know is that unlike some cities, Berlin doesn't have ticket barriers, but don't be fooled. Ticket inspectors are strict, and if you forget to validate your ticket, you could get fined €60 on spot. So right now I am exploring Berlin and I'm thoroughly enjoying it, but there is something I must tell you. Berlin is huge and amazing, but don't make the mistake of thinking Berlin is walkable like Paris or Rome. It's massive. You'll be walking a lot, so make sure that you're wearing a comfortable shoe. At this point, you guys already know how much I love traveling, and you guys know how much I enjoy visiting new cities. And a person living in Germany, and Berlin being the capital of Germany, I had to visit it, and it did not disappoint me. Berlin is a city that has been rebuilt, redefined, and constantly evolving. It's where history meets modern creativity, where every street has a story, and where you can find some of the best food, best nightlife, and the culture in Europe. Whether you're here for history, street art, or just an epic weekend getaway, and I'm going to give you the top 10 travel tips to visit Berlin. And here is something else that you must know before coming to Berlin is that language is very important in Germany and most of the people speak German. But guess what? Even I was surprised to hear a lot of English. Most Berliners speak great English, but learning simple phrases like danke, which means thank you, or Entschuldigung, which means excuse me, goes a long way. So right now I'm at the Bahnhof Potsdamer Platz, and something that I noticed was there were e-rickshaw or tuk-tuks available in Berlin, which is not so common in Germany or the cities that I have lived in. And you can book your e-rickshaw via an app called Get Your Guide, where they also offer 90 minutes tour for 50 to 70 euros. So guys, right now I'm at Leipziger Platz and I'm planning to visit the Mall of Berlin, but a quick stop at Mauer Museum located at the historic Checkpoint Charlie. This place tells the escape stories from East to West Berlin during the Cold War, and it's definitely worth a visit. It opens daily from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and the ticket starts at €17.50 per person. Now let's visit the Mall of Berlin. So right now I'm at the Mall of Berlin, which has over 300 stores, everything from designer brands to budget shopping. But the coolest part is that there's a tennis court in the middle of the mall. And before I show you that, I grabbed a quick lunch at a restaurant called Bahar Persian Restaurant, which made delicious kebabs. And I had ordered one of the dishes that had rice along with the kebabs, and there was this green chutney which was insane. And if you're into Persian food, I highly recommend this Bahar restaurant. And I also found that this food court had an Indian restaurant, which was very exciting for me. Being in a mall with over 300 stores, you can literally spend an entire day here and still not see everything. Oh, and did I mention this mall has a tennis court inside? Not something you see every day while shopping.
Tolle Preise. Gerne zu meinem Kollegen, sagt euren Namen ein, 32 Teilnehmer haben wir und dann geht es um genau 13 Uhr los.
And if you need a break from the stores, you can head up to the outdoor terrace for some fresh air and amazing views of the Potsdamer Platz. It's the perfect spot to relax before diving back into shopping. So I was just casually walking through the Mall of Berlin and suddenly I see this, a whole store dedicated to Lindt chocolate. And let me tell you, this is not just a store, it's a marketing masterpiece. Before I could even step inside, they got me with free chocolate samples. And let me be real, who says no to free chocolate? This is classic guerrilla marketing. Get people tasting the product and boom, they're hooked. Berlin is a city full of surprises where history meets innovation at every corner. And speaking of innovation, I stumbled upon this delightful cart called schaumfolker.de. They create these mesmerizing star-shaped bubbles that dance through the air, bringing joy to everyone around. It's amazing how something as simple as a bubble can create such wonder and connect people, even it was just for a moment. And here we are right now at the Brandenburg Gate. It is the symbol of Berlin. The Brandenburg Gate stands as a symbol of unity and peace, and it was built in the 18th century. This neoclassical monument has witnessed significant historical events from Napoleon's invasion to the fall of the Berlin Wall. Today it's a bustling area where you can find Get Your Guide rickshaw tours, and it offers a unique way to explore the city's landmarks. Remember to wear comfortable shoes as the area is best explored on foot. And here is a pro tip for you guys. Come early in the morning or late in the evening to avoid the crowds. And next up is a classic Berlin experience, a Spree riverboat tour. Such a chill way to see the city, right? Now, exploring Berlin from the River Spree offers a unique perspective of the city's architecture and history. Various boat cruises are available, typically lasting about an hour, and prices start at around €15 per person, and it's advisable to check the schedules in advance, especially during the peak tourist seasons. Some cruises offer dining options, allowing you to enjoy a meal while taking in the sights. I saw something on the roads that made me think, like, do I want to make my city tour even more fun? Then for an adrenaline-filled adventure, consider the self-drive city sightseeing tour in mini hot rods. These guided tours last approximately 2 hours with prices starting at €79 per person. If this seems like fun and an unconventional way to see the Berlin's highlight, then you should definitely try it. What is a vacation without a fun shopping? Am I right? Now, if you love good flea market, check this one out near the Board Museum on Museum Island. Open Saturdays and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. You'll find books, antiques, vintage stuff. If you love unique souvenirs, this is the place. Right now, I'm standing near the iconic Board Museum. It's part of Berlin's famous Museum Island, which is UNESCO's World Heritage Site. This museum is known for its stunning architecture and impressive collection of sculptures and art. It's a quiet corner of Berlin that feels like stepping into the past. But before we head over to one of Berlin's most famous landmarks, the Berlin TV Tower, I am taking you somewhere that tells you a powerful story you shouldn't miss. Let's quickly visit the Berlin Wall Memorial located right near Nordbahnhof, and what you will see there, it's not just history, it's an experience. The Berlin Wall Memorial isn't just a stretch of concrete, it's a preserved piece of what used to divide the city and quite literally the world. Right here you can see the original wall structure, the death strip, and even a reconstructed guard tower. What makes this place different is that it's not overly commercialized. It's quiet, reflective, and incredibly moving. It tells the story of people who risked everything to escape East Berlin and the families who were separated by concrete and politics. You will find detailed info boards in both English and German, and there's even a visitor center if you want to dive deeper. You know what? It's completely free to visit. You can walk through history literally without spending a single euro. If you are coming to Berlin, I honestly think this is a must visit. It's raw, it's real, and it helps you understand the Berlin that you see today. Alright, after that emotional journey through Berlin's past, it's time for a little break, right? I found a cozy spot for some Vietnamese food, coffee, and fresh orange juice, and Berlin is full of hidden food gems like this, whether you want street food, fusion, or something refreshing to reset the mood. Just a short walk from here is Alexanderplatz, one of the busiest squares in Berlin, and you can't miss it because towering over everything is the famous Berlin TV Tower. Since it was Sunday, the area around Galeria Mall and the tower turned into a mini fairground. There were food stalls, families out enjoying the sun, trampolines, and a merry-go-round for kids, and plenty of outdoor seating. A very Berlin-style mix of chill and chaos. The TV Tower or Fernsehturm is Berlin's most iconic building and also the tallest structure in Germany. You can go all the way up to the observation deck at 203 meters or even higher to the rotating restaurant at 207 meters. Now, based on my personal experience, here are some tips for visiting the TV Tower. First one is to buy tickets online. It gets busy, especially on weekends, so booking ahead lets you skip the long queue. Unfortunately, I did not buy it online and hence I had to be in the queue. Now, another tip is to go just before the sunset. You will catch Berlin in daylight and lit up at night. Two views for the price of one, isn't that great? Another tip is luggage lockers are available. So if you are checked out of your hotel and have time before your train, there are lockers at Alexanderplatz station where you can store your bags. But not just this, there's another bonus tip for you guys. Got a few hours to kill? Then there's a theater near the tower that often has English language shows. A great way to unwind before catching your train, which is what I did. And if you're craving something warm, spicy, and comforting, there's a Sarvana Bhavan at Potsdamer Platz. Perfect if you're in the mood for some classic South Indian dosas, idlis, and filter coffee. It's definitely worth the detour. Now, that's a wrap for this part of the vlog, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep traveling with me.